To add a custom application with a custom signature, browse to Objects, and then Applications, and then click Add. This demonstration illustrates the creation of a custom application to identify video traffic associated with the 2016 Summer Olympic Games. First, on the Configuration tab, enter the name of the custom application. In this example, we'll use Olympic Games 2016. Optionally, you can then add a description of your application. In the Properties section, you must specify values for the category, subcategory, and technology fields. We'll select General Internet, then Internet Utility, and then Browser-based. The Parent App and Risk fields are optional in the web interface, but the firewall's Content ID engine will not be able to scan and inspect matching traffic unless you specify a Palo Alto Networks defined application as the parent app. We'll select Web Browsing. For some custom applications, specifying a Palo Alto Networks defined parent app will not be possible. Data sent in these applications cannot be inspected by Content ID. The risk value can be set from 1 to 5, with 5 representing an application with the riskiest capabilities and potential behaviors. It's up to you to decide how risky your custom application is and to assign it a value. Use the help icon to get information about the 5 risk levels. We'll leave our risk level set at 1. You can also specify values in the custom application's characteristics fields. Specification of the characteristics fields is helpful in that it provides you and other administrators with information about what could be an unfamiliar application. Click the web interface's help icon again to get a description of each characteristic. In this demonstration, we'll click on the first 2 checkboxes as an example. Next, we'll click the Advanced tab. There are no required options on the Advanced tab. Use the Defaults section to specify optional network characteristics for the custom application. For example, we'll select Port, and then we'll specify the port and protocol. If you specify a default protocol and port number here, then in your security policy, in any rule that specifies this application, you can configure the service as application default. In our example, application default would mean TCP port 80. The default section also has other options. You could select IP protocol and specify the IP protocol number used by the custom application traffic. This is useful if the IP protocol is not carrying TCP or UDP traffic. If you select either the ICMP type or ICMP6 type, then you specify a type and code for your traffic. We'll go ahead and leave ports selected in our demonstration. The timeout section enables you to override the firewall's global TCP or UDP timeout values. To display or modify the firewall's global TCP and UDP timeout values, browse to the Device tab, select Setup, and then Session, and then click Session Timeouts. We will not do that here because we would have to dismiss this in progress window to view the session timeout values. The scanning options at the bottom enable you to specify whether Content ID should inspect the application traffic. Again, Content ID can inspect the traffic only if you specified a Palo Alto Networks defined application as the parent app back on the Configuration tab. If you select File Types, Viruses, and Data Patterns, then you would also need to configure your security policy rules to specify file blocking, antivirus, and data filtering security profiles. Now we'll click the Signatures tab and add a custom application signature. In the Signature window, enter a name for your custom signature. You can also optionally add a comment, which is a description of the signature. A custom signature consists of one or more match conditions. If all match conditions will be found in a single transaction, then in the Scope section, you can leave Transaction selected. However, if the match conditions will be found across multiple transactions, then you must select Session. If the match conditions must be encountered in a specific order, then leave Ordered Condition Match selected. If your signature specifies multiple match conditions, then join the conditions using the Boolean AND or Boolean OR operators. Use of the Boolean AND operator reduces the number of possible matches, whereas the use of the OR operator increases the number of possible matches. To add an AND match condition, click Add AND Condition. To add an OR match condition, click Add OR Condition. In our example, we'll click Add AND Condition. To identify traffic as a specific application, AppID scans the traffic to detect a signature match. To define a custom signature, you must specify a data pattern and a context in which to find the data pattern. Both string and integer contexts exist. If you select pattern match as the operator, then the context menu displays only string contexts. String contexts require a string of characters as the pattern match. The pattern match string can be a mix of normal characters and regular expressions. Regular expressions are described later in this module. We'll select HTTP request host header as the context. Then for the pattern match string, we'll type stream /dot NBC Olympics /dot com. This string contains two regular expressions and would match the string stream.nbcolympics.com. The / characters tell the firewall to treat the dot characters as literal dot characters and not as regular expressions. If the pattern includes regular expression characters, then it must also include at least a static 7-byte string. If you select greater than, less than, or equal to as the context, Then the context menu displays only integer contexts. All integer contexts require an integer value as a pattern match. For our demonstration, we'll switch back to pattern match. Some contexts allow you to further narrow your match conditions by specifying a qualifier. Click Add to open the qualifier window. Because our custom Olympics application functions over HTTP, we'll select HTTP method as our qualifier, and then we'll select get as the value. We made this choice because we want the match pattern we specified to be a match only if it is found in an HTTP GET request. Now we just have to click OK to close all of the windows and then commit our changes. And then you would commit up here. Click the drop-down menu on the Applications page and select Custom Applications. The Custom Applications choice filters the list of applications to include only those applications that are your custom applications. Notice that the Olympic Games 2016 application now appears.